hope you're ready for some math today. We're going to start off with some less math problems, which is another way of saying subtraction problems. So today, again, I only have two markers. I got a blue marker and a black marker, so that's what I'm going to use to work with. And my story problem is this. Sam had 4 cookies. He ate 1 cookie. How many cookies are left? So I'm going to show you how to draw a picture to figure out a story problem. And then I'll also show you how to write an equation to go with that story problem. So the first thing we need to do is we look back in our problem and we know that Sam had 4 cookies. So we need to draw 4 cookies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go back to our problem and it said that he ate 1 cookie. So I'm going to cross 1 cookie off. That tells me that he ate it and it's no longer there. Now I can go back and I can count. How many cookies does he have left? 1, 2, 3. 3 cookies. I also want to write out our equation. So Sam started off with 4 cookies. Now this is a takeaway problem, so that's subtraction. So our subtraction sign looks like this. And he ate 1 cookie. And so then that equals, and I know many of you have been telling me you've been practicing your flashcards, so 4 minus 1 equals 3. So we solved that problem by drawing out a picture. We also solved it by writing out the numbers. Let's do another one. This one says Cindy had 3 balloons, 1 balloon popped. How many balloons are left? So again, I want to draw a picture. I go back to my problem and it says she had 3 balloons. So I'm going to draw 3 balloons. And if I go back to my problem, it said 1 balloon popped. So I'm going to cross off 1 balloon because it's no longer there. It popped and got broken. And it wants to know how many balloons are left. I can look and count and I see 2 balloons. When I write it out, I would write 3 minus 1 equals 2. And I have one more story problem for you. Bob had 5 pennies. He gave away 1 penny. How many pennies does Bob have left? So we need to draw our pennies. There were 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It said he gave 1 penny away. So we'll cross off 1 penny. And we can see that he has 4 pennies left. We're also going to write out our equation. 5 pennies minus 1 penny equals 4 pennies. Last week we had addition problems and I challenged you to write in a problem for me to solve, and so I had fun this week solving those equations or those story problems that you created for me. And go ahead, see if you can create your own subtraction story problems. The most important thing about subtraction is that if you notice, the first number is the larger number. I can't take away something if I don't have enough to take away. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to erase this and we're going to work on this a little bit. What is this? It's our clock. And this is one that I happen to have at home. My bigger clock is still at school. But we can use this to work with. So if you look right now at my clock, what time does it say on my clock? The short hand is pointing to the 1, the long hand is pointing to the 12. So the time is 1 o'clock. When we write that on our board, we're going to write 1 dot dot 0 0. Because remember, when the long hand's pointing to the 12, that's o'clock and it's represented by 0 0. What if I change my clock? Now my clock says this. Can you write the time on your piece of paper? And if you don't have a piece of paper, pause the video and go grab one. What time does my clock say? 3 o'clock. How would I write 3 o'clock? 3 dot dot 0 0. Let's try another one. Now what time does my clock say? Shorthand's pointing at the 7, longhand's pointing at the 12, 7 o'clock. And to write 7 o'clock, 7 dot dot 0 0. What if my clock says this? So we look, shorthand, it's in between the 9 and the 10, but it hasn't made it to the 10 yet, so it's still 9 o'clock. And the longhand is pointing down on the 6. And when we count, okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Anytime that longhand is pointing at the 6, it's showing 30. So my time is 9:30. And to write it, I would write 9 dot dot 3 0. What if my time looks like this? My shorthand is between the 11 and the 12, so it hasn't made it to the 12 yet, so it's still on the 11. And my longhand is pointing at the 6, which we know is the 30. So it's 11:30. And to write it, I would write 11 dot dot 3 0. That was a little review on time. Let's also do some odd and even work. So I'm going to put my numbers. I'm going to go 1 through 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is 1 an odd number or an even number? It's going to be an odd number. Remember, when you have an odd number, think about if it has a friend or not. If there are no friends, okay, if some person is left by themselves, then it's an odd number. Number 2, odd or even. This one's going to be even because if I have 2 friends, right, that's 2. They each have a friend, so that makes it an even number. How about number 3? If I were to show 3, I would have, okay, 2 and 1, that equals 3. So these 2, they are friends, but this one is missing a friend. It doesn't have anybody. So that's what makes it an odd number. How about 4? We have 2 and 2. Everybody has a friend. They're matched up. So that makes it an even number. So this one's even. 5 would be odd. 6 would be even. 7 would be odd. 8 would be even. 9 would be odd. 10 would be even. All right, I'm going to give you a problem, or a bigger number, 106. When we look at this number, the number that we look at is the very last number, and that's going to tell us if this number is odd or even. So the last number is 6. Is 6 an even number or an odd number? 6 is an even number, so this will be an even number, even. What about the number 543? Again, I just need to look at that last number and determine, is 3 odd or even? When I look, we determined 3 was an odd number, so this would be odd. I'm going to give you a few more numbers, and I want you to see if you can figure out if they're odd or even. My first number is 17. I hope you all figured out it's an odd number. 7 is odd. How about the number 56? 6 is even. What about, I'm going to erase these ones, the number 1,246,312. Lots of numbers, but again, we just have to look at that last number, odd or even. It's an even number because 2 is even. What if I have the number 77? We look at that last number. 7 is an odd number. How about the number 148? We're looking at our 8. 8 is an even number. What about the number 465? Looking at the 5, we know that this is an odd number. All right, those are just some math refreshers. Have a great day.